Hi guys, this is ASMR Nin, and this is the first video on my channel. I'm just planning to make a channel about like me just rambling about video games that I love, because video games have been a huge part of my life for well, ever since I was born. Really, my parents bought my brother and I a GameCube when I was about 4 years old, and I was hooked from the first minute. So yeah, video games are a huge part of my life, and it's something I'm very passionate about, so I just thought I'd make quick little rambles that would be interesting for me to do and interesting for you guys to listen to as well. And the reason why I'm choosing to do it ASMR style is because I mean, same thing as video games. I've been watching ASMR since I believe 2012 or 13, when it first like got a little bigger on YouTube. You know, back in the day, the biggest names in the ASMR community were Gentle Whispering. There was Heather Feather, ASMR Requests, I believe. So yeah, when all of these girls were like the biggest on the YouTube platform, that was when I really joined the community, and I haven't stopped watching ASMR since. I watch it to fall asleep. I watch it to relax. I watch it all the time. So that's when I really got hooked as well in ASMR, and that's why I'm starting to make these videos ASMR style. Also, you might be wondering where the name ASMR Nin comes from. It's it's only because Nintendo's my favorite gaming like franchise or company. Pretty much all the video games that I love are from Nintendo, although there are a few exceptions, including today's topic. Funnily enough, I'm not making a video about Nintendo games on my first video. But yeah, no, Nintendo has always been my number one gaming company. I had the GameCube, I had the Wii, I have the Switch now, I have the 3DS. Like it's always been my number one. Back in high school, when all the other guys were like into Call of Duty and like all about back in the day was probably PS3 and Xbox 360. I believe I was the loner with the Wii. Yeah, I've always been a Nintendo fanboy, and that I doubt that's ever gonna change. But yeah, today's topic for my ASMR ramble is Persona, but more particularly Persona 3, 4, and 5, because I have unfortunately not had the chance to play Persona 1 and 2, neither Innocent Sin or Eternal Punishment, because I just don't have the right consoles for those two games. And I'm not the type of person who's gonna play a game on an emulator if I don't have the console for it. I'm a very rule-abiding citizen, if you will. So yeah, that is why I have not played those two games yet. But the Persona series is probably my number one video game series. I would say I first came across the series back in 2013 when I believe I watched a Let's Play of someone playing Persona 3 FES. And you know, only after a few episodes into the game, I was hooked. The story was just so like it grabbed me. The first episode, I was like, "What is going on? What is up with this whole midnight hour thing? What's going on? Why are people becoming shadows? You know, with the apathy syndromes, if I remember. I'm not sure, but yeah, I was just hooked from the get go, and I was like, I have to try it for myself." And at the time, my brother had a PS3. I did not. I was, you know, as usual, a Nintendo fanboy, so I borrowed his PS3, and I downloaded Persona 3 FES, and I played through the whole game, and it was history was made. What can I say? Yeah, ever since then, my love for the Persona series only grew with time. I played Persona 4, and then I believe it was the same year. Yeah, I believe it was like right after I beat Persona 3 FES. I was like, well, might as well move on to the next game. And then when Persona 5 came out in 2017, well, I played it right when it came out as well. And I have not, unfortunately, had the chance to play a Persona 5 Royal, as I do not own a PS4. But I am planning on buying the PS5 when it comes out later this year. So I'll pretty sure I read that it's gonna have backwards compatibility. So I'm definitely gonna buy a Persona 5 Royal for the PS4. Well, for the PS5, I guess. But yeah, as soon as I get the PS5, I'm definitely gonna play that again. But I have played Persona 5 twice, so I'm pretty familiar with the game. I played Persona 4 4 times, I think. last time. Well, I'm not done yet because I basically last week I think I started playing Persona 4 Golden because it was released on PC on Steam. I've only ever played the vanilla Persona 4 before that because I had it on PS3, same as Persona 3 FES because it was on the PS Store. So yeah, played Persona 4 times, and same thing for Persona 3 FES. I believe I only played it four times. Well, only. It's a pretty long game, so yeah. So I'd be ready to say that I'm pretty knowledgeable when it comes to these games. Persona 5, yeah, I've only played it twice, but I still have like some fresh memories of most of the social links of the story in general. So yeah, I think I'm pretty qualified, if you will, to make a video about them. So I think I'm gonna do it chronologically. I'm gonna start talking about Persona 3 FES, and I'll start talking about the gameplay. Now, if I were to compare it to the two other games, the gameplay in Persona 3 FES is definitely the weakest. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one in saying that the battles effect that you can control your party members is a big drawback. Most RPG games in general, like action RPG or JRPG, the main draw is that you get to control everyone, and in Persona 3 FES you don't get to do that. You only get to control your main character, and that is pretty annoying because your partners will often do dumb stuff. They'll like use their SP for nothing. The amount of times that your characters will just use like medicine or a medical kit or whatever it was, just to like waste a turn basically when your healer like was just about to heal everyone. That is very annoying, and one of the reasons why the fact that you can control your party members just did not work. And Tartarus as well, like the big dungeon in Persona 3, definitely the weakest dungeon setting in the three games. Because, I mean, it was fun. I cannot say that it was not fun. It was very, very fun. All three Persona games I'm talking about today are so much fun. Like, I know that some people who have played Persona 5 first, because I know the Persona series really gained popularity when Persona 5 came out. And I know some people who started with that game, they're just not able to get into the Persona 3 and 4 gameplay. But that's not the case with me. I started with those games, so I'm used to them, and I always thought it was super fun. But I will admit that the Tartarus is just a little bit bland. Excuse me, if you compare it to the two other games and the dungeons that's in them. So yeah, that's with the gameplay. Now with the story, I will say Persona 3 FES by far has the best story out of these three games I'm talking about today. Like the whole Dark Hour mystery, the whole what's the name of the team? Oh yeah, Strega, like what they are, what they're trying to accomplish. It's all very mysterious, and it's a story that I feel like it grabs you the most. Also, well, I guess this is where the spoilers begin. I believe I said earlier that there will be spoilers for all three games, but yeah, now's the time to click off if you haven't played Persona 3 FES. But yeah, Persona 3 FES has so many like shocking moments, like when Mitsuru's dad dies, when you realize at the same time that Ikutsuki, I believe is his name, that he's the bad guy and that he's praying for the fall and stuff. All very shocking moments. Also, the whole backstory to Yukari, with her dad. It's just so interesting, and it just grabs you in a way that the other Persona games, in my opinion, don't have the same quality in the story. In my personal opinion. So yeah, I definitely think Persona 3 has the best story out of the three of them. But the social links between the three, I think they're the weakest. Well, kind of tied with Persona 5. The social links, what I appreciate about them, like right now I'm playing Persona 4, so I notice this more maybe. But the social links in Persona 3 FES, like every rank, if you will, like something happens. Oh, sorry if you hear something. That's my hamster. He just woke up in the middle of the afternoon, just eating his midnight snack, if you will, because hamsters they're awake during the nighttime and they sleep during the day. So yeah, for him right now it's his little midnight snack. So if you hear anything, that's what it is. But yes, the social links in Persona 3, every single rank, in a social link, like something happened. It was never just like hang out with a person. You feel like you understand them better, and then you leave. Persona 4 kind of has that issue, but I'll talk about it later. But the social links themselves, sorry, I feel like they're a little on the weak side. For example, the first that comes to mind is the magician. Social links, the one where I can't remember his name, the guy, but it's basically one of your friends, and he's in love with a teacher, and he thinks the teacher likes him back because she tutors him and stuff, but it's just she just does it, out of kindness. She has no love for him, and she has a guy, and blah blah blah, and like it's very one dimensional. Like the social link only revolves around this one aspect of the guy, and I guess I hit the nail on the head. In my opinion, the social links are just a little bit one dimensional. But the sun social link with Akinari, I believe, that was good. That was in the last day of the game when you like go back and talk to all the social links you completed, and well, Akinari, he's dead, and you talk to his mom. That made me cry like a little baby. I replayed the game like it was earlier this summer because of the situation in the world right now. I had a lot of free time to just play whatever I wanted. So yeah, I replayed through Persona 3. And Akinari's mom, when she talks to you, I don't remember exactly what she says, but I know that it made me cry. Like, I don't remember the last time I cried that hard in a video game. Like, that was intense. And yeah, if I can go back to the story of the game a little bit, I'm gonna come back to the social links, but the story of the game. Another thing I have to say about it is that it's very dark. Definitely the darkest out of the three personas I'm talking about. I know the Shin Megami Tensei series in general. I haven't played the main series yet. I'm planning on to. I know they're remaking Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. They're making it for Switch. I'm definitely gonna buy that. And I also have Shin Megami Tensei 4 on 3DS that I have not had the chance to play yet. But I know the main series is usually darker than the Persona series, but Persona 3 is definitely the darkest of the three Persona games I'm talking about. I love the tone. The tone is very, it's very dark and sad, and the ending is another thing that's very sad. When you're like the last day of school or whatever, and Mitsuru makes her speech, and then everyone remembers, and then they go back to the roof, and the main character is just like on Aigis' lap, and he's like dead. Like, ooh, that like that hits right in the feels, and then Kimi no Kyoku starts playing the credit song. Like, oh, that's definitely one of the best video games and endings I've ever played. Definitely, if not the best. So yeah, the ending is another thing that I really like about Persona 3 FES. It's just like so strong, such a strong ending that leaves a mark. You remember that ending for sure. But yeah, to come back to the social links. As I said, pretty one-dimensional. But the social links with the female party members that you can have, they're pretty good. The one with Fuka, it's pretty good. Yukari and Mitsuru have great social links, and Aigis is probably the best one in my opinion, the best social link in the game. Let me think if there are any that beat it. No, honestly, they're kind of bland. The social links in Persona 3, like none of them really stuck out to me. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, no. Sorry, I'm just thinking at the same time. No, the Aigis one was really good. The Sun one was really good. But apart from that, there aren't any that really like scream like memorable to me. So yeah, I guess that's a weaker part of the game. But it was the first. It was the first game when they tried social links, I believe. Not sure, but I don't think there was social links in Persona 1 and 2. So they had to start somewhere, and I think they still did a great job. Now the characters in Persona 3, they're really good. I'd say all the characters in the Persona series are really fleshed out and amazing. I will say one fault that I will give to the characters that didn't really balance them well. What I mean by that is that some of them feel like really important, and some of them feel not important at all. For example, Ken, except the part where like his mom died and stuff, and his backstory where he tries to kill Shinji, like that's all there is to him. He doesn't have anything else. Same with Akihiko, like his whole thing is the that his sister died in a fire in the orphanage where he was born or something like that. And like he's friends with Shinji. Like that's his whole backstory. He doesn't have anything else going for him. But Mitsuru, you have like her whole legacy with her dad, with like the problems, the fact that she thinks her dad doesn't really care about her. She has the whole thing about like being the successor, like being the one in charge. She has like good grades. She has to be like in a good college and stuff. The fact that she's not used to like talking to people and having friends and stuff, like the fact that she just has a lot more sides to her than, let's say, Akihiko or Ken. Same with Yukari and Junpei. Like I really do. Oh, and Aigis, of course, can't forget Aigis. I really do feel like these four, like Mitsuru, Yukari, Junpei, and Aigis, are definitely the main characters of the game. The like Junpei, this whole thing with his dad and not getting along with him. The story with Chidori. Yeah, he just has a lot going for him. Same with Yukari with her dad and stuff. Like they're just so like important to the story. And meanwhile, like Fuga, Akihiko, Ken, I don't know, they just don't stick out. Oh, I guess also I love her character arc about like how she starts with a robot and with like little to no feelings, and then she develops into like wanting to be human and being sad because she can, be human and be like intimate with the protagonist and stuff. Like I love her character arc. It's just really really good. Sorry, I got a low power message on my phone. I had to click on it. But yeah, I just love those four characters. But the rest of the main characters, although that they're still good, but they're not as fleshed out in my opinion. And then the music in all three games are phenomenal. Persona 3's soundtrack is probably my second favorite out of the three soundtracks I'm talking about. Songs like what is it again? The one in Paulownia Mall, when the moon reaches star or something like that. I love that song. It sets the setting so well. It really feels like you're in a mall and you're just having fun with friends or whatever. And the final boss song is obviously just a whole bop. It's so good. The Battle for Everyone's Souls. And the FES is also a Heartful Cry, which is one of my favorites. There's also there's so many that Memories of the City. That's one of my favorites as well. I have some of them on my phone. Like I use Revelation here in high school. As I said, I was a huge nerd, and I used to only have video game music on my phone. Like I had like Nintendo music, Persona music, and stuff. Pokemon, lots of Pokemon music. And nowadays I deleted. I listen to a lot of different music. Just if you're wondering, some of my favorite artists and bands. There's Radiohead, Lord Frank Ocean. I love Sampha. I love FK Twigs. Anyway, there's a lot. Maybe I make another video about music at some point. But yeah, the one video game series that I kept the music of is Persona. I have songs from Persona 3, 4, and 5 on my phone because their soundtracks are just so freaking good. So yeah, I could name like the whole soundtrack to Persona 3 and my loved songs in the game, and it could go on. But yeah, let's just say it's just phenomenal in general. So overall, Persona 3 FES, I love. I'd say honestly, it's my second favorite game of all time. I believe, like replaying it earlier this summer, it really made me like realize that wow, like this game is so nostalgic to me. I mean, call me young or whatever. Yeah, I feel nostalgic about a game I played for the first time 7 years ago. But hey, it still makes me feel nostalgic, and I just love it to the bottom of my heart. It's just a lot of fun. Like it's pure fun. It doesn't feel as handholdy as the other two Persona games. It just feels like they just let you play like however you want, no hand holding, and it's just fun. It's just pure fun, is what it is. So yeah, I'd say it's my second favorite game of all time, and also my second favorite in the series. Well, I guess I just kind of spoiled it. Either Persona 4 or Persona 5 is my favorite game of all time. But yeah, we'll get to that in a few seconds because now I'm on to Persona 4. Persona 4 is a phenomenal game. I love Persona 4. As I said earlier, I've played Persona 4, like the vanilla edition on my PS3, 3 times, and I'm almost done with Persona 4 Golden on Steam right now. I love Persona 4 Golden. I wouldn't know. Like, I love the things that it adds to the game, and it also makes me feel like with the social links and stuff, since we have one more month, it makes me feel less stressed with time to kind of like do the most social links that I can and stuff. But I don't know if I prefer the vanilla or golden. Like, I love the additions, but they're not that different, and I do think like, yeah, the cutscenes are fun. The ones that they added, like when they go to the beach, when they I don't know. I can't. It's been a while since I played the vanilla, so I don't remember like which cutscenes were in and which ones were not. But I do know that like while it adds to the bonds between the cast of characters and stuff, sometimes it's a little too much. It's like, well, okay, we get it, they're friends, like we can move on to something else. So yeah, well, I love some additions in Golden, and some of the other additions I'm not a huge fan of, but it's still great game. Love that they added a dungeon in the remake. It's a great content, great added content. Now the gameplay, I kind of would tie the gameplay with Persona 5. Well, no, Persona 5's gameplay is better, but like subjectively, just my personal opinion, I love the dungeons in Persona 4. I love the dungeons in Persona 4. I know they're not as like planned and like well thought of. Is that a thing? Anyway, I don't think they're as planned as the Persona 5 dungeons and the palaces, but they're still so much fun. I just love the different atmospheres. Yeah, I think that's mostly it. Persona 4 dungeons really have like a specific atmosphere attached to them, while the palaces in Persona 5, I feel like they all kind of feel the same to me. But well, I'll talk about Persona 5 later. Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. But yeah, the Persona 4 dungeons, I love them. Castle is pretty bland, I will say, but as soon as the sauna hits, like, you're like, oh, okay, I see what they're going for. Like, the kind of like a twisted version of a real life concept, And I like that design wise, yes, they are mostly randomly generated. Like, some floors are predetermined, but most floors are randomly generated. But I love that all the dungeons still have their like stuff that's specific to them. Like the sauna is like really long, diagonal hallways. The secret base, it's like those square rooms. Heaven, you got lots of square rooms as well, but they're like dead ends. And I know there's other stuff that I can't recall, but yeah, I like that the dungeons, even though randomly generated, they have their specific quirks, if you will. And the battles they're definitely improved from Persona 3. But I will say the battles are better executed in Persona 5. I mean, the graphics in Persona 5 are just like stunning to look at, first of all. And also, like all the gun, I think the gun is nice in Persona 5. The follow-up attacks and stuff, I think they were just better executed in Persona 5. But Persona 4, I still prefer the battles in Persona 4 to Persona 3. They're so much fun. I love all the selection of personas. I think is my favorite in Persona 4, because there's like some of them don't appear in Persona 3, and haven't played Persona 5 in 2 years, so I don't remember. But I think like some of the weirder ones from Persona 4 don't appear in Persona 5, like Tao Wu. He's like a hanged man persona, I think, and Tsitsi Mittel or something like that. Some of the weirder ones, I don't think they're in Persona 5. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just like remembering it wrong. Probably, in fact, but I think I prefer the selection of personas in Persona 4 as well. Now, onto the story. I'd say the story in Persona 4 I love. Probably my second favorite after Persona 3's. And I don't know, the same way as Persona 3 grabs you, Persona 4 does the same thing, but the one thing that hinders it is that it's very slow at the beginning. Like, it takes time. It really takes time in order to really start and to really get somewhere. You're after the town, and then there's a murder, blah blah blah. Then you go in the TV like 3 hours later, and I don't know. It just takes a little while to get started for my liking. But hey, at least it sets up the tone for the game really wonderfully. You know, after you're really set, it's like, oh, okay, I can really move and really be free in the game now. I love that it's a murder mystery, and I love how you feel. You really feel like you have control over the story. You know, compared to the two other games, like you're really like while you're playing, you're thinking, oh, sorry, I say genre. It's because my first language is French. It's not English. So, and genre here in Quebec, it's a very it's something that you say like between words. Sometimes it's very much like the word like in English. You're gonna say, well, like well, I just say genre. It just comes out. So I apologize in advance if I say genre in my videos. But what was I saying? Yeah, the whole murder mystery. Yeah, I like that. It feels like you have an input in the game and actually trying to find out who the killer is. I really, really like that. It feels more interactive, if I will say that, than the two other games, and also the fact that on the date is still fresh in my mind since I just played that part. On December 5th in the game, you actually have to like pick who you think the killer is. I just like that. And yeah, the story is really great. The fact that I will say though, like it feels like the game thinks we're stupid because let's say when Mitsuo, no, when the paparazzi is caught and like the player, the cast is like, oh well, I guess we caught him. It's like no, it's obviously not him. I'm talking like before Rise gets captured when they find a paparazzi with Adachi and stuff. Like it's obviously not him. So it does feel like the game thinks we're stupid sometimes. Also when Mitsuo gets caught, it's like well, we obviously know it's not him. So yeah, there is that. But anyway, I guess they're just like little red herrings that they're throwing in the game. I also love the atmosphere in Persona 4. It is much more lighthearted than Persona 3 and 5, definitely. But I would also say some of the most messed up moments in the three games happen in Persona 4. Spoilers ahead. Just another warning. Like when Nanako dies. I'm sorry, I played through that part yesterday or the day before, and like I cried my eyes out. Like that was so sad and it's so messed up. Like they would really kill such an innocent characters. Yeah, she gets revived if you make the right decisions, but still, like that is messed up. And also, what was another messed up part? I can't really recall right now. Now for the social links. The social links are my favorite in the three games I'm talking about. The social links, some of them are a little bit of duds, like the Temperance social link with Aerie. I'm not a massive fan. The Hanged Man either. Like the a few like maybe 4 or 5 social links don't really grab me that way, but like that's totally normal. You're not gonna identify and be interested in every story that every person has to tell. But like honestly, all the other social links, they're like 10 out of 10s. Like yeah, as I said in my depart during Persona 3, I do think that in Persona 4, some of the social links, some of the ranks, like when you level up the ranks, it's very uneventful for some of them. Like you just like hang out with a person, they say one thing, and then it's like boom, level up when nothing much has happened. Like it's kind of a bit of an issue, but like most of the overall stories, I'll say this: most of the overall stories in the social links are just so good. Like the death social link with the old lady Hisano, like that really got me. Like that is so sad. The fact that her husband got Alzheimer's and he couldn't remember her, and she tried to kill him, and she's like, "I've become death." It really spoke to me. Like it was really sad. I felt like even though she's just a video game character, she just felt her story just felt so real. It was just so sad. And yeah, also Nanako's and Dojima's social links like had me bawling. Like when Nanako runs away and she says like you're not my real dad or something, like that is just so sad. And Dojima's also where he feels like he's inadequate to take care of Nanako, and how just Nanako misses her mom in general. It gets to you, you know. And what are some of the Yumi's son social link, the SUN, not SON, Yumi's social link, so good, so sad as well. This game, even though I said it before, it has a lighter a lighter theme than the other two games. The social links in general, they're pretty sad. Also, some of the social links made me actually cry. What other social links? Yumi made me cry. Might just be those four: Yumi, Nanako, Dojima, and Hisano. They made me cry. I'm just trying to think real quick. No, I think there's the only ones that made me cry. But yeah, those four social links are definitely like probably my four favorites. Just because they're so like they really tug at your heartstrings. So yeah, in general, I just think the social links in Persona 4 are great. They're so much fun. And like you really feel a connection to the characters. I think that's what Persona 4 does the best in general. You feel connected to the characters. The characters feel real. They feel like fully fleshed out characters. Oh, another one I forgot that was pretty sad. The Devil social link. That one was pretty sad as well. With the nurse at the hospital, I like that one as well. And I like also the fact that you have a social link for all the main characters. Unlike Persona 3, well, I guess there's Persona 3 Portable, but I don't think even in that you can get all the characters. I think they just like replace the girls with the boys. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I love how the characters are fleshed out, which brings me to my next point. The main characters in Persona 4 are all fantastic. Like, that is one of the reasons why, I'm gonna say it. Persona 4 is my favorite game of all time. There it is. I revealed it. And I think one of the main reasons is the characters. Like, when I was in high school, I wasn't a loser. Yes, I was very nerdy, but I wasn't a loser at all. I had my friends and stuff. I wasn't like popular, but I definitely wasn't like a reject, as they would say. But the cast of Persona 4 made me feel like I was one of them. It made me feel like they were my friends. It made me feel like when the game ends and you leave Inaba, like it's like, oh my god, I'm losing my friends. It just felt so real. I think that the Atlas made an amazing job at characterization and just giving life to these characters, because you get so attached to all of them. Like Yosuke, he's kind of problematic sometimes, but you can't help but like him. Like he's just a very honest and a very easygoing guy, and you know he's very attaching. Yeah, he's problematic sometimes. Like when the whole thing about like him kind of teasing Kanji for being potentially gay. Like, I don't know, kind of comes off a little homophobic. But hey, what can you do? And then who's next? GH. Love GH. She's so much fun. She's so easygoing, but you know she still has her worries and stuff. Yukiko also, like, the thing about her having like these laughing fits kind of gets old, but apart from that, love Yukiko. Love Kanji. Kanji's probably my favorite character in the game. Just the fact that his sexuality is very ambiguous. I love that. Love that they gave some LGBTQ representation in the game. And he's just like this. Sorry, he's just this really good guy who has a tough exterior and doesn't want people to know he's a good guy, but deep inside he's a really good guy. I don't know. I just like that. I also love Rise. Rise is so cute. Love Rise. And Naoto. Did I skip? Oh, Teddy. Teddy can get annoying, but he's still cool. I like Teddy. And Naoto, I love how cool and composed she is. But when the other characters, they like tease her or whatever, she loses her cool. I like that. I love Naoto. Just the whole cast is just amazing. Oh, and you get so attached to Nanako as well. She's not a playable character, of course, but Nanako is just the best. Like, who doesn't like Nanako? She's the most lovable video character of all time, in my opinion. She's just the cutest thing, and which really sucks even more when she dies, but hey, she gets revived. And last thing I want to talk about is the music. Persona 4, on top of being my favorite game of all time, also has my favorite soundtrack in a video game of all time. Like, not a single bad song, and they're all so memorable to me. Like, even the dungeon themes, like, oh, can we talk about Heaven for Nanako's Dungeon? That is one of my favorite video game songs. Like, the fact that all the dungeon songs before that, they don't have lyrics, but they added one for that song, and they sound so like meaningful and so related to Nanako's story and stuff. I don't know. I just really, really, really like that. And the whole dungeon in itself is one of my favorite areas, just in video games in general, because it's so like you're just like I have to save Nanako. You know, I have to. And the dungeon itself is so like peaceful and so relaxing with such a beautiful song. And other songs, the song for the Secret Lab is great. The song for Magatsu Inaba is amazing. I love the song for the sauna, for the striptease. Oh, for the Void Quest as well. And in the hub world is also like Your Affection is such a bop. I love Your Affection. Heartbeat, Heartbreak is so good. Signs of Love. Like all of these songs, I know all the words to, and I just sing all the time. Like I never get tired of hearing the songs when I play the game. Like it's just such a fun time. Reach Out to the Truth and Time to Make History are so good. Snowflakes doing the winners, so I could just go on and on. Oh, The Almighty might be one of my favorite like boss musics, if not my number one boss music songs. You know, for boss battle, like it's so good, so climactic, so like it's just so good. I'll Face Myself is also amazing. Genesis and Fog, great battle themes as well. I could just rave on and on and on about the soundtrack. Is just so good. Oh, and also the music while you're in class. Specialist, I think. I know there are memes about that on Reddit and stuff, but oh, Nevermore, the credit song, obviously, as well. Like, I could just go on and on about the soundtrack to Persona 4. It's just, it's my favorite game of all time for a reason. I love everything about it. Yes, it's a flawed game, and I could see why some people are not as huge a fan of Persona 4 that they are Persona 5 or Persona 3, but I think the general opinion now that Persona 5 is so popular is probably like people say Persona 5, and then Persona 4, and just right under Persona 4, Persona 3. But I think that's what I see the most online. Probably also because Persona 4 Golden was released on Steam, so people are discovering it. People that only played Persona 5 are discovering Persona 4, so I think that's why it's more popular than Persona 3 right now. But back in the day, like before Persona 5 came out, like back in 2013 and 14, I think 3 was more popular than 4. Well, maybe not popular 4, because Atlas was milking the heck out of Persona 4, that's for sure. But I think people in general liked 3 more than 4, I think. Don't quote me on that. And the last game, I'll be switching to Persona 5 now. Persona 5, I love Persona 5, but unpopular opinion here, it is my least favorite out of the 3. Maybe because I played 3 and 4 while I was still in high school, and Persona 5 I played when I was in Cégep, which is like, here in Quebec we have a different school system. Cégep is like after high school, before university. So yeah, oh, sorry, there was another low battery message. I have to wrap this up quick. So yeah, Persona 5, love the game, my least favorite out of the 3. I would say the gameplay is definitely the best. The palaces are well fleshed out, although I did say when I was talking about Persona 4 that the palaces, they're kind of, they feel a little bit of the same. Like, yeah, they have different themes, but the feel of the palaces is always very similar, you know? Like from the castle, the school, I think it's like the school, the first palace, and then like the art museum, Okamura, I don't remember the names, as I said last time I played, it was 2 years ago. The Haru's dad, his palace, and like the bank, they're pretty similar, like looking, like very mechanical and stuff, and also sometimes the floors and stuff, it was kind of confusing at times. I had a hard time. I think it was in the ship, maybe the ship or both. I think the ship, the Haru's dad's palace, and maybe the bank. I think those 3 kind of gave me trouble because I thought the layout was a little confusing. But maybe that's just me. But overall, I would say that the palaces are very strong. And they're much more fleshed out than the randomly generated floors in both Persona 3 and 4. And the battles are also more fleshed out. They're more, there's more stuff like to do. There's more side attacks and also more elements. I love that they added like the psychic attacks and the nuclear attacks. And that light and dark now are not only like one-time kill moves. They're also like actual attacks, and they're oh yeah, one thing about Persona 3 and 4 is that for battles, I felt like in Persona 4 having one physical type was, they could have had two. In Persona 3, three types was a little much, and I feel like Persona 5 with just the Pierce and the like normal physical moves, if I remember correctly, pretty sure they only have those two. I think that was the right balance. I think two types of physical attacks is really good. So yeah, just the battles and the dungeons in general, Persona 5. Oh yeah, and the things you have to do as well in the dungeons, like the fact that you can hide, the fact that you can ambush enemies, and the fact that you can jump up levels and stuff. Like, I love that. It's really, really well thought of. Really makes you feel like you're a Phantom Thief, So I definitely feel like gameplay is the strongest in Persona 5. Honorable mention also in Persona 5, the visual style. I mean, this topic has been covered already by many people, but I have to say it. Like, the Atlas made such a good job, at making Persona 5 look so stylish. Like, the whole game just looks so, like, the visual style, like the menus and stuff, it's just so appealing. It looks so good. They made such a great job. And it makes the game fun to look at, Now the story, in my opinion, is the weakest out of the three games. It really didn't grab me as much as 3 and 4. It was still interesting. It was still really, really good, but to me it felt more like episodes than a whole story, that fits together. Because it's just like, oh, who's the bad guy of the month, like what... It doesn't feel like the motives are as clean as in Persona 3 and 4, I guess that's an aspect of the game. It's more morally gray. That I know like Persona 3 and 4 is very like obvious that you're on the right side of justice, and in Persona 5 the game throws some things at you sometimes that is like, oh well, maybe we're not like 100% the good guys, but we are, but you know what I mean. But still, it just feels like, oh, it kind of felt like, how do I say this? It's like the Phantom Thieves were just looking through newspaper, like at ads and stuff, and they were just looking at, like, oh, what's the bad guy of the month that we have to defeat? And I didn't really like that aspect as much. It didn't feel as much of as a cohesive story, if I can say that. Like there wasn't much like holding everything together. Like Persona 3, there's like the Dark Hour, there's Strega and stuff. Like, yeah, there was the full moon every month where you have to defeat a boss, but it still felt like a part of a grander scheme. Same thing with Persona 4. Like, yeah, you have to save someone like once in a while in the dungeons and the TV, but like, it still feels like, oh, there's a murder mystery we have to solve. While Persona 5, there wasn't much of that. There was, like, I guess everything ties in at the end, but it didn't like glue together well enough, in my opinion. And the characters, like, they're all super fleshed out, they're all super fun, but I do think like Atlas, at some point it's like, well, how many like different character archetypes can we create? So I feel like they kind of were lazy a little bit with the Persona 5 characters. Like, Ryuji is just Junpei 2.0, Anne is just Rise 2.0, Morgana is just Teddy 2.0, Makoto is just Mitsuru 2.0, Yusuke, who's Yusuke like? He reminded me of someone. Yusuke, I don't remember. Well, maybe, I guess Yusuke is kind of unique, I'll give him that. Who else? Oh, Haru is very like Fuka. Am I missing any characters? Akechi, I guess. I haven't played Royal. I know he plays a bigger part in Royal. I guess Akechi is pretty unique. But yeah, most of the characters, I just feel like they're rehashes of older characters. And also the social links. I wasn't as big of a fan of the social links on Persona 5 than I was in Persona 4. Like, I do think they're more fleshed out than Persona 3, but even less memorable, if I can say so. Like, yes, I guess I did play it 2 years ago, but like, I remember not really liking the Moon social link with Mashimi, I don't remember his name, but the guy with blue hair. I didn't like his social link. I felt like it was boring. I remember I liked the Fortune social link with the medium. That was fun. Makoto also had a pretty cool social link. Futaba, it was okay. Like, I don't know, they were all okay. They were all okay in my opinion. Like, none of them grabbed me the same way that the Persona 4 Social Links grabbed me. But in the end, like, it's a really cool part of the game. Obviously, like, it's like half of the game basically, and I think they did a fine job. I just wasn't as grabbed as I was by Persona 4 Social Links. But yeah. So overall, it sounds like I don't like Persona 5 that much, but don't get me wrong, I really really like it. Like, it's obviously a great time. If the gameplay was not as good, I probably would not like it as much. But I really really enjoy the game. It's still so much fun. I just think as a game, it's weaker than Persona 3 and 4. But then again, maybe it's because of nostalgia. Maybe it's because I played Persona 3 and 4 while I was a teenager and I was more easily like impressionable. While Persona 5, like, well, I played it when I was what, 18 years old, maybe. 19. I think I was 19. Yeah, I was 19 years old. So, yeah, it didn't leave as big of an impression as the two other games did for me. But the soundtrack is, again, like, on point. I'd say it's my least favorite out of the three, but I still really, really like it. Like, oh, Beneath the Mask. Beneath the Mask is one of my favorites. It's so peaceful, so atmospheric. Yeah, one thing I will give Persona 5, it has the best atmosphere of the three games. Like nothing beats after like a day of school and the social links, going back to the cafe and hearing Beneath the Mask, like, especially when it's a rainy day, like, that is the best. Like, I do think Persona 5 succeeds really well at setting the atmosphere. So yeah, Beneath the Mask is great. I don't know, I don't think there are as many standouts as the two other games as music-wise, but I know that's an unpopular opinion. I know most people vastly prefer the Persona 5 soundtrack. Rivers in the Desert is also good, but I don't think I like it as much as other people. People freak out about that song. Apart from that, Last Surprise is a bop, obviously. The days when my mother was there, I think that the Futaba's Palace theme, that's one of my favorites as well. That song is so good. I'm sure there's a lot I'm missing, but those are the three songs that Wake Up, Get Out There, or whatever. I also love that. I think those are my four favorites. Wake Up, Get Out There. Never sure if that's really what it is, but you know which song I mean. Also, yeah, that one, Last Surprise, the days when my mother was there, and what's the other one I said? Damn, my short-term memory is not cooperating. What's the other one I said? Oh yeah, Beneath the Mask. Yeah, those four are my favorites for sure. So yeah, overall, Persona 5 is my least favorite of the three, but I still really, 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 really like it. It's a fun game. It's just that, 3 and 4 are my two favorite games of all time. So it was hard. It was hard to achieve the same level in my opinion, because those games are near perfection to me. So yeah, that was my opinion on the three Persona games. Sorry, I guess I started out strong, a 50-minute video for my first one. But yeah, Persona games just got me talking. I'm really passionate about those games. They're my favorites. So I just had a lot on my mind, and I wanted to express everything. So thank you guys for watching my first video. Tell me if there's any games, mostly Nintendo. Like, you can have suggestions about other games, but doesn't mean I'm gonna have played them. But yeah, I was thinking about mostly making videos about other Nintendo games that I love, like a Paper Mario series, or just the 3D Mario's, Fire Emblem, Pokemon, like anything you want. You guys can leave a suggestion in the comment box, and I'll make a bit video about my thoughts about the series in particular that you want. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll make sure to make other videos soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.